Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my October reading plans for you, and I will have a more kind of normal reading plan in October. In September I've been doing 30 books in 30 days, which has been quite a bit. At the end of the month or at the beginning of October I'll have a look back on my experience and kind of what I thought of everything, but rest assured October will be more of a normal plan, which means I have a fair number of books, but not 30 or 31 for the month. I think this will be good for me. So in October, there are a number of events. The one that I usually like participating in is Victober, which is to read Victorian literature. The one book that I have for that, I don't know the prompts or anything like that for Victober, but the one book I have that is set in that time period is this one, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Charles Dickens is actually the most well-represented author on the 1001 list with, I think, 10 or 12 books. It's absolutely amazing how many books they have on the list. This one will be my fourth or fifth book that I have read. I have to go back and look, but I am excited for this one for my book club. I do have a Discord, which I will leave listed in the description below for you if you want to go and check it out. Just know I don't actively participate very often out there on Discord, but it is available for you if you want to go and check it out. But this is my book club pick for October. In regards to the 1001 list, the rest of the books I have, I know I will be reading Castle Richmond by Anthony Trollope. It's one I had selected on my 2023 list, and I would like to get through it. It is about 400 pages, so it is not a short book. It'll be actually my first Anthony Trollope, so I'm really looking forward to picking it up and seeing what I think of Trollope. I have no idea. As far as other books on the 1001 list, I don't actually know. I'm recording this a little bit early, and I don't know what I will have finished with the 30 books in 30 days in September, so what I pick up in October will largely depend on that. Ideally, it would be between 4 and 5 books. So right now I only have 2 selected. So we'll see what I end up with after my 30 books in 30 days. But right now I don't actually know what I'll be reading off of the 1001 book list. In regards to my other projects, I have my Discover New Authors project, which for that one I'm going to pick up Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad. This is a Pulitzer Prize winning lit book, and of course I have another list of Pulitzer Prize winning books that I would like to make it through. So I would like to read this one. I think it's a good one. It's not super long, so I think it will be a good one for October, and we'll see how I make it through this particular one. My other project is to read my subscriber favorites, and I have this one again, The Fortnight in September by R.C. Sheriff. I've had this on my list a couple of times and haven't quite made it to it, but I think October will be doable, and we'll see how I get along with this particular book. This book was recommended by my subscriber MC, so I would love to be able to get to it. After that, I have a few buddy reads, group reads. One, I am going to be continuing on with the Expanse series with Gemma from Gemma Books, Sarah from Freshly Read Books, and Fraser Simon from Springboard Thought, and we will be reading Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey. This is book 2 in the Expanse series. It is a chunky book, though, so we'll see. The first book I flew through. I loved it. There was a lot of characters I really liked. I love a good found family story. I really would like to keep going with this one. We had put it off until October because everybody was pretty busy. So I am very thrilled to pick up this one. But yeah, this one's not a small book, but it'll be good to continue on with that series. After that, I have a buddy read with one of my friends, and we will be reading N.K. Jemison's The Fifth Season. I think this is sci-fi if I remember correctly, but I don't actually know. It's either sci-fi or fantasy. One of the two. I don't actually know. But I'm very interested in this one. I've had this one for a while and hadn't picked it up. It's not necessarily a small book though, so I'm hoping that this is a great one that I can just dig into again and have some great characters. But we shall see, because I don't know anything about this particular book. The back of this doesn't even have a blurb on it that I can read. So I know nothing about this particular one. There's a little blurb in the front that just says, "This is what you must remember. The ending of one story is just the beginning of another. This has happened before, after all. People die. Old orders pass, new societies are born. When we say the world has ended, it's usually a lie because the planet is just fine. But this is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends for the last time." Oh, okay, cool. So I will be reading this one in October. And the last book that I have, I will be doing as a buddy read with my friend Jack over at Spread Book Joy. We read Lonesome Dove last year, I think, and then went on to read The Streets of Laredo, and we are going to be picking up the third book, which is Larry McMurtry's Dead Man's Walk. This is supposed to be a prequel to Lonesome Dove, so we get to go back to some of the really amazing characters that we had in Lonesome Dove and some of the ones that we had in Streets of Laredo. But yeah, I'm super excited because we get to see some of the characters as young men in this one. The back of this says, Dead Man's Walk is the first extraordinary book in the epic Lonesome Dove tetralogy, in which Larry McMurtry breathes new life into the vanished American West and created two of the most memorable heroes in contemporary fiction, Augustus McCrae and Woodrow Call. As young Texas Rangers, Gus and Call have much to learn about survival in a land fraught with perils, not only the blazing heat and raging tornadoes, roiling rivers and merciless Indians, but also the deadly whims of soldiers. On their first expeditions, led by incompetent officers and accompanied by the robust, dauntless horde known as the Great Western, they will face death at the hands of cunning Comanche war chief Buffalo Hump and the silent Apache Gomez. They will be astonished by the Mexican army, and Gus will meet the love of his life. Ooh, that's kind of exciting. So if you've read Lonesome Dove, you may know who that love of his life is. So even though this is the first one, it was the third written. So I think this one will be a good one to pick up in October. It's definitely not a Victober kind of book, but that's what I have. I do have the TBR tackle spin, but I haven't participated in that in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'll pick up a book for that. And I also have my health and body series that I would like to get back and read the wellness plan, but I'm not entirely sure at this particular point. After my 30 books in 30 days kind of challenge, I may just kind of take it easy and keep this list the way it is. I mean, it's not a small set of books when you have them all stacked. So if we stack them, we have Dead Man's Walk, The Fifth Season, Caliban's War, Fortnight in September, The Underground Railroad, and Great Expectations. That's not a bad stack. I do like that stack quite a bit. So I may just try and keep it along with Castle Richmond. May keep that as my TBR, and then just see if I finish these and feel like going on to something else. I certainly will. But also, when I know what 1001 books I will be reading, I'll add them to this list as well. But that is my TBR in October. Not a very Victober-y TBR, but I'm going to take it. What are you reading for the month of October? Would love to hear. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, bye.